What's good, everybody? I don't know if I'm gonna split this up into a lot of parts or not because this documentary is an hour, 15 minutes, and 19 seconds long. But today I'm watching the Super Smash Flash 2 competitive history documentary. Now, competitively, I haven't followed Super Smash Flash too well for a very long time. Damn near at all. Like, I barely watch competitive SSF2 because it's so dead, and like the stuff they add to the game, I personally don't like the game competitively. It doesn't, like, this game feels better as a casual game to me personally, the way that it plays. But all of that aside, there's this YouTuber by the name of Bowler. He did a Kickstarter and started it up and did this Flash of the Past documentary. And I heard about this a long time ago because I remember I heard it like at least a year ago, because I remember I even hit him up and contacted him like, hey, if you need some music to put in the background of it, I got you. But he was like, thank you, but we don't need anybody at the time. I was like, hey, my nigga, I'll do it for free. I don't even care. He was like, thanks, but we don't need anybody at the time. But if we need somebody, we'll hit you. Documentary came out. I was not hit. Sadness erupts. But putting that to the side, let's get on with this. And my transition worked way better just then than before.
I hated the way he played. I absolutely hated the way he played. And I'm like, this guy's a scrub. He's like, he up tilts everywhere. He runs around just playing the game, super scrubby.
There's always like a few people who are like exceptional.
Oh my
who are like
goodness,
better than the rest.
Like, I remember.
I'm not gonna lie. Goku was legitimately one of the worst fucking characters in this game for a very long time. The only time he really became better than the worst character in the game is when Sandbag was pre-unlocked. That's the only time. And even now, like, Sandbag's literal only problem is that he can't grab ledges and that his recovery can kill him. That's legit his only problem, bro. Because, like, if they gave him, not even if they gave him a good recovery, if they gave him the ability to grab ledges, this nigga would shoot up the tier list, bro. Shoot up the tier list, like, running in with two shots. He would shoot up the tier. I'll tell you, bro.
Almost crying that day.
Oh.
Exceptional. Who are like better than the rest.
Like,
That might be.
I remember almost crying that day.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
I know
argue
that.
about his skill. You can argue about his...
No.
I-
Oh, that, if I'm not mistaken, that right there is McLeod. Because I remember the first time I saw a picture of McLeod, I was legit surprised that he was black. Because, like, so many of the other Flash game developers are just caucus. And when I found out he was black, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And you know what? It's even funnier that I'm watching this on Black History Month. Love to congratulate black men doing great things. I hope I'm not pointing to the wrong person looking like
I remember almost crying that day.
You can argue about his skill. You can argue about his personality. You can argue about his playstyle. One thing that you can't argue, though, was his success.
Bro, they done nerfed this nigga Meta Knight like 15 times, and the nigga's still a great, phenomenal character. That's crazy to me. You know what? This is how I'm gonna do it. All of these sections, I'm gonna split the videos up like that. Like Dawn of a Competitor, right? Chapter 3, the big 3, finale. I'm gonna split it up like the videos like that. Like live, y'all just gonna see the whole thing, but recording, I'm gonna split it up.
April 25th, 2020. 15 years since the development of Super Smash Flash began. The largest Super Smash Flash 2 tournament of all time took place. Bowlers 3. 512 registered players. A prize pot.
And this is one thing I always say about Smash Flash. Why, like, I never liked the game competitively. Like, besides all the gameplay reasons, like, for example, I don't think the game is really good competitive because I feel like it's worse melee competitively. But the second thing is, like, yo, the competitive scene for this game, even when this game was at its peak, was pretty fucking weak. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Like, the competitive scene for this game was so just empty. Like looking up guides on characters for this game was so hard. It was like the same 3 people. Like the space of people you look to for videos of this game, period, whether it be casual or like competitive videos, is like monopolized by like 3 people. And like it's kind of sad because it's like this game is so hard to make content for. It really is, because this game has a lot of love, attention, and detail. But like, you make a video of this game, and this is me speaking from personal experience. You make a video about this game, it could be the most well put together video or the shittiest video. It's just not going. It's just hard to get traction on it, unless like you're competitively playing the game, or at one point you have competitively played the game. Real shit, nobody's watching your SSF2 content. Versus like other competitive games, like for example Street Fighter Smash. You can get away with not being a competitive nigga and still make great content for the video that people wouldn't mind tuning into and watching. I mean, it does help, but
Of $500. This was
have
it.
to.
That small 2014 grassroots community evolved all the way to this very tournament.
In my opinion, the competitive community for this game, like, I don't want to just be sitting here taking a dump on it, but it's been dead for a long time. So me even hearing about this documentary, I'm surprised the nigga squeezed an hour and 15 minutes out of it, to be honest.
Everyone who was anyone would be attending.
But
in fact, 13
nonetheless,
of the
I'm gonna
top
watch the
15
whole
ranked
thing.
players across the world would be in attendance. But there could only be one at the top. The game was being pushed to its absolute
Mega Man
limits.
was good like
Every
that?
intricacy, every small detail.
Because I remember Mega Man, like, he didn't exist until, like, they took away Brick, which, I mean, competitively, yeah, that move was dog shit, but casually, that was my favorite move to use in the entire game. Because, like, I don't know what it is, it's just, Block was so fun to hit niggas with off stage. Like, the arc of Block just made sense to me.
Anything they could do to be better than the rest. To these players, it was more than just a flash game.
Killing somebody with
Playing,
rest.
grinding, practicing,
That's
all for this
hilarious.
moment, to try and become the greatest of all time. But before all of that, we need to go back. The year is 2006. The most recent Smash Bros. Game to release was Melee, 5 years prior.
Ooh, hold
And
on.
on August 21st of that
Hey.
year, a little Flash game by the name of Super Smash Flash was
Wait, Misha
released
was
by
in it?
aspiring game developer Cloud9.
Okay, yeah, I was pointing
A
this at the
Super
right
Smash Bros. Fan game created with the Adobe Flash engine. The game was fit with a familiar Smash Bros. Roster, with characters such as Mario, Link, and Pikachu. However, what stood out the most was the more unique characters, such as Mr. Incredible, Naruto, and
I'm gonna be real. I don't think Bowler should have voiced this. I don't think he has a voice for it. I don't think, like, his production value and all of that, we'll see how that is throughout this documentary, but I don't think he got the voice to be a narrator. I'm sorry, like, his voice agitates me. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad person or nothing, but yo, he gotta take some voice acting classes. Like, real talk. Like, real talk, Bowler. If you see this video, please take a voice acting class. Please.
Sonic original character, Blade. The game was a hit. It was the Flash game to be
But you couldn't even grab ledges. And you only had one special move. Like you couldn't even recover. Like, in this game, dead ass, you fall off stage, that's the end of the match. That's the end of your stop. Nobody had a recovery, bro.
played in computer labs.
Everybody had like a jump that was stupid high, but it really didn't matter because once you were off stage, that double jump wasn't getting you back. And also, remember, you couldn't grab ledges. So, like, legitimately, Super Smash Flash 1 is the one I played way more, like, at all. And it was fun, but I do think, like, SSF2 was worked on way more. Only thing about SSF2 is, like, over time, like, the development cycle, like, around 1.119B, I like those versions of it so much because they kept the game nice and relatively simple, and they started following a more brawl like Super Smash Bros. Brawl like philosophy with the game, which I really liked a lot. But then, like, over time, like, after the Flash Player version shut down, like, around that time, the game just started getting complicated to the point to where I don't even play vanilla SSF2 anymore because it's just boring. Like it's all this complicated stuff. Like even just playing with my friends, like the few friends I do have that do still play this, like I've been playing it so much and I play like platform fighters so much that my friends they don't even like playing platform fighters with me, which I mean, yeah, that's a personal problem, but that's besides the point. Point is, the game is so hard to pick up now. I can't really recommend it to anybody other than people who are hardcore Smash players. And even then, like a lot of hardcore Smash players, I don't like legitimately don't like the game. I like, I wish there was a way to pump more life in this game. Because I don't think a Super Smash Bros. 3 is ever gonna happen. Let me be real. I don't think that's ever gonna happen because like Cloud9, McLeod, like they're focusing on like different projects being like frame makers and stuff like that. So I don't think there's ever gonna be a Smash Flash 3 or anything like that. I think they'll keep updating Smash Flash, which will be cool. It's just me personally, I would prefer if they did more stuff like adding characters and not balancing characters and stuff like that so much. Like, don't stop balancing characters, but relax. Cause McLeod be real happy with that nerf button. I'm a believer in buff bad characters, don't nerf good don't nerf good characters. Like, for example, let's sandbag grab ledges. Like stuff like that I would agree with. Also, make Goku a real character. They like respriting characters a lot. Resprite Goku. The nigga sucks. Like, change up his moveset. Please. I'm begging you. I want Goku to be a good character. And Naruto, dog shit character. Nah, let me stop.
Across the world.
He's a decent character.
The game found a lot of success on Flash game websites such as Newgrounds.
So the number one game that everybody would go play was Super Smash Flash, the original one, number one.
It was the closest thing anyone had to playing Smash Brothers on the PC.
Yeah.
The game itself...
You know what's crazy? Now that I think about it, I've been playing Smash Flash so long and I've played it so much, I dead ass did not know that Smash Flash was a fan game. Like, I thought Smash Flash was like its own real game, and the first time I seen Brawl, I thought that was like the console version. Like, I legitimately did not know that it was a fan game. Like, I was like, oh wow, this game is on consoles now and it's got good graphics, it's HD. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like, looking back on it, I'm like, damn, I was a dumbass, huh? But
heavily resembled Super Smash Bros. Melee, in aspects from its menu design all the way to its in-game music. Ironically though, the biggest difference was the competitive aspects of Super Smash Flash. To be quite frank, the original was not competitive.
At all.
Partly due to the incredibly small size of the competitive scene back in 2006, combined with the far less refined gameplay of Super Smash Flash. It was more of a fun, casual proof of concept more than anything. And even though it hasn't aged the best, for a Flash game in 06,
it hasn't aged at all.
It was pretty good.
No, it
and
wasn't.
as one might have expected.
No, it wasn't. I'm not letting you get that off. No, it wasn't. Like, even in like 2010 when I was playing this, I knew it was garbage game, but I just like the formula of platform fighters. Like, I like platform fighters. But you're not gonna get off that it was a good game. No, bro. There was stuff like Fancy Pants. There was I don't know if Tough Love Arena was out. Actually, no, damn sure wasn't out. But still, point is, there were other good Flash games in 2006.
With Cloud9's huge success that was Super Smash Flash, a new idea came to mind. Something we all know and love.
And Meta Knight was broken in that game too. Oh, this is 9B. I thought that was
Super Smash
9A.
Flash 2.
Because if I'm not mistaken, either 9A, it's either 9A, 8, or 7 around that time. It was Super Smash Flash 2.
Equal to the original Super Smash Flash. Due to the success of Super Smash Flash,
Not gonna lie, I like this logo better. Primitive me likes this logo better, but graphic designer me likes this logo better because like the 2 with the fire and they're like that shit was heat.
Equal to the original Super Smash Flash. Due to the success of Super Smash Flash, Cloud9 almost immediately began work on the sequel. Having early development built Super Smash Flash, Cloud9 almost immediately began work on the sequel.
Why did he block out the name after it's been on screen for like 26 seconds? I have to say this game absolutely rocks. I love the there's just two things I don't like. Wait, I actually want to read that review now. There's two things I don't like: Meta Knight, Switch, Kirby. Oh yeah, Meta Knight and Kirby were one character. I forgot about that. Makes gameplay a bit harder, and I hate sprites, but they look quite good in this game. Can't wait for number 2. That's a fact.
Those
sprites in the first one
Cloud9
weren't all
almost
that.
immediately began work on the sequel,
But
having
at the
early
time-
development builds
At the time, like nobody was like a critic or nothing like that, so nobody gave a shit.
dated as early as December 2007. The goal was to improve on everything that made the original Super Smash Flash so fun.
Nigga, there's a few stages from early Smash Flash that still ain't never come back. Like that long stage where it was like, it's like what's that Final Fantasy stage with Black Mage in it? That stage, but it was longer and it was like a white background and stuff like that. Psh. It's so much stuff from SSF 2 that still hasn't returned. Like Snake, like even though Snake was never in the game, Snake had a stage at SSF 2 that never came back. Like there's a lot of content from that game that was cut and changed up over time. Some of it good, some of it bad. But yo, what happened to that Metal Gear stage? Like, bring that back. We need that. The sidewalk streets need that. Also, my mic is way too loud, so let me keep yelling so I can lower it. Okay, we good now.
The first build was already a major improvement, having much higher quality sprites,
Who the fuck was that?
so fun. The first build was already a major improvement,
I hope
having
got Mewtwo was in this. Is that supposed to be Cloud Dissident? Oh no, that's SF1. I was about to say like
much
that
higher
was
quality
wrong.
sprites and adding the ability to do special moves, a feature that wasn't present in the original
multiple
game.
special moves.
And while the
Yes,
game
it
still
was.
lacked some core mechanics
It was
such as
OP.
shielding and grabbing, it was already much closer to traditional Smash Bros, albeit with far less content. Only having 3 stages,
That's true.
2 of which were test stages, and only having these 4 original
Yep, those are the 4 originals.
fighters. So Cloud9 went to work, and 1 year later we received version 0.3. This build was really the first content update for the game, adding Sonic as a playable fighter and Final Destination as a brand new stage. And more importantly, for competitive play, this build introduced grabbing and shielding, 2 core mechanics for competitive play. There were some noticeable issues, such as no dedicated grab button. So to perform a
Wait,
grab,
what?
there were some
Falls backspace.
noticeable issues, such as no dedicated grab button.
I wasn't around for this, I'm gonna be honest.
So to perform a grab,
I've played it before, like I've downloaded and played it, but I haven't really played it. Like that's the only thing I have, or that's the latest thing level of played it.
you'd have to do an attack while shielding. These were some pretty massive changes to the game, and while it wasn't clear at the time, it was creating the foundations for a competitive game. Throughout the span of the next 3 years, from 2009 to 2011,
Woo! This
the
around
game
when I started
received
playing.
4 major content updates, starting with
Zero,
version 0.4 in 2009.
0.4, that's where the Link stage I'm talking about is in. 0.4 for sure, because I remember it was the first update where Link
This
was
update
in.
added Link as a new playable fighter, as well as 2 additional stages, being Dreamland and the fan favorite from Melee, Hyrule Temple. Additionally, this was also the first build to add team battles in a 2 vs 2 format. And then, 6 months later, in June of 09, update 0.
I wonder if he's gonna talk about the SSF2 modding scene, if there was ever a competitive community, which I don't believe around that. Because like there's a lot of SSF2 mods that I would like to see used competitively.
0.5 would drop, adding
I'm not
2
sure if
additional
that'll ever
characters,
happen.
Smash Flash veteran Naruto, and newcomer to the series Mega Man. This was also the first build to actually add a menu UI, with the new sleek look
That is also
combined with
true, because every other SSF2 it just booted straight to this screen basically.
an actual in-game announcer.
Naruto, Mega Man.
1 year later,
Then
in June of
that's when they were still
2010,
using Brawl
version
music.
0.6 would drop. This was one of the biggest builds yet,
This
having a
stage-
brand new unique
That stage never came back.
0.6 would drop.
I would like to see
This was one of the
stage
biggest
remastered.
builds yet, having
I
a
would
brand
really
new
love
unique
to.
title screen, combined
Please
with
do
new
it,
features
Nicola.
such as a training mode and the ability to
That
disable
training mode
items.
looked ugly.
A new playable fighter was also added, being Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Sora was the most ambitious character yet, having a unique stance-like
Unpredictable.
mechanic swapping between lightning, ice, and fire magic,
Yeah, sure, you
as
should
well
be
as a
awful.
very unique glide mechanic similar to Meta Knight in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. In terms of content,
Oh yeah, there's so many mechanics that they took out. Like for example, Pikachu and Mega Man and 0.9A could wall jump. I know it's Pikachu for sure and somebody else, and I'm not sure if it was Mega Man, but it was only two characters in SSF2 that could wall jump, but they took that mechanic out on the next update, and yeah, Sora and Meta Knight were the only ones in the game who could glide when they could glide. Please, I feel like they should give certain characters glides and like stick that in a mode.
This update was
Or even give
huge,
people
adding a
perks,
whopping
like,
7 new stages from
I forgot what it's called, but basically like a glide, but it's on a set path, but you can like jump out of it or air dodge out of it. Like they should have that back. Is the stage up here? No, it's not up here. What is that? I know what stage that is supposed to be, the Tower of Light or whatever, but the platforms aren't supposed to look like that.
across the various Smash Flash universes. This included some soon-to-be fan favorites such as Tower of Salvation
Oh, Tower of Salvation.
and Hidden Leaf Village. The game's content
That stage is fun with friends though.
was getting pretty respectable, and the roster fairly intriguing. We began to see Cloud9's approach to adding new characters to the Smash Flash games, adding characters such as Naruto and Sora, characters you wouldn't see in traditional Smash Bros.
What the hell?
This is a common trend for Super Smash Flash, even in future updates, adding characters such as Goku, Luffy,
Will never get added to Smash.
and even Waluigi. These interesting and unique characters were a major draw to the game. In fact, we can almost pinpoint the success of Super Smash Flash to the version 2011 0.7.
So
Having the
0.9.
more improved title screen with the iconic logo, adding 5 new playable characters being Goku, Ness, Peach, Tails, and Wario, as well as
That stage. That's the
Ness,
that
Peach.
it was that.
Tails and Wario.
This stage. I don't know what it's called, but it was Link stage.
Wario.
It's either Link or no, yeah, I was right. It is Link stage. They need to put this stage back in the game. I love this stage so much. I don't know why it disappeared. Please, McLeod, bring this stage back.
As well as one secret unlockable fighter,
Even
being
if you
Black
have
Mage.
to remaster it, please.
0.7 was the first build that
Was it
felt like
Light
the
at
Super
one point?
Smash Flash 2 we all know and love.
Well, I mean, same thing with Sandbag and all of them.
It was around this time that on the McLeod Gaming forums, a Super Smash Flash 2 community was
Ew, what
beginning to
is
grow.
that?
Players from across the world would discuss the game here,
Loving
usually
it.
casually, but sometimes in a new way. Much like Smashboards around this time, this was a place that was used by some players to discuss the competitive elements of the game.
Yeah, Bomberman's still ass. Peach can now float at any moment of her jumps.
We also began to see the first examples of competitive footage, with combo videos against computer players.
God
And
damn.
7 months later, we saw what the game could truly be. At a large Super Smash Bros. Melee
Apex?
tournament,
No, Genesis. Because I remember at like Apex, I know 2013 specifically, they had an SSF2 tournament and that shit was hard.
known as Genesis 2, in a faraway corner of the venue, a build of 0.7 was being played
Yes,
locally in a
sir.
competitive format for
Block.
the first time in the game's history.
Bro, Block was so fire. I
This
still
was
to
really
this
the
day,
first-
I still to this day don't know why they removed Block. I legitimately don't, because that move was so fun.
Instance of anything truly like this.
Oh, that's about to wrap up this video. Oh, Ledge Hog. With that being said, y'all, oh my god, these late ass transitions be. I gotta see what's up with my transitions, but I'm gonna do that after the stream. And with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all keep watching these videos because I'm gonna keep dropping them piece by piece, reacting to the rest of it. This should be video 1 of 6. You know, the other videos in the series over there, you know, go ahead, click them. Subscribe button should be right there, you know, go ahead, click that. And with that being said, y'all, peace. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you share it so that somebody else can enjoy it too. But again, with that being said, oh, also, I reacted to this live on my Twitch channel. So go over there, drop a follow, go to my Discord, link down below, follow. So whenever I do something like this again on my Twitch, you'll know. But again, with that being said, peace out, y'all. Don't forget to eat the booty like a bunny. Okay, bye.